Now China will control Pakistan even more like a puppet. This isn't friendship, it's a trap of debt. A country that claims to be your closest friend but secretly breaks your economic backbone in the name of that very friendship. A neighbor who calls you brother but has taken control of your land, trade, military, and even your future. This is exactly what's happening with Pakistan, and the mastermind behind this conspiracy is none other than China. Even though both countries smile for photos in front of the world, the reality is that China has trapped Pakistan in a grip that's hard to escape. Today, we will discuss this topic in depth. But before that, if you are new to our channel, please don't forget to subscribe so you never miss any of our updates. So let's begin today's discussion without any delay. Pakistan's economy was already weak, but now it has reached a ventilator-like state. And the biggest role in bringing it to this condition has been played by its so-called iron brother, China. China started with grand promises, from power plants to ports, from highways to railways. But behind those promises was a hidden agenda, to trap Pakistan in debt. Debt that appears to be help on the surface, but in reality is a tightening noose that squeezes harder each year. CPEC, the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. When this project began, it was hailed as the biggest development plan of the century. But over time, it has started to erode Pakistan's self-reliance. Out of the $62 billion CPEC projects, most involve neither Pakistani technology nor Pakistani labor. Everything comes from China, and then Pakistan has to repay it all at high interest rates. On Pakistani soil, with Pakistani people's money, an empire of China is being built. In 2024 alone, Pakistan imported $16 billion worth of goods from China, making it the largest share of Pakistan's total imports. From mobile phones, computers, and machinery to agricultural tools, steel, and textiles, Pakistan depends on China in every sector. And that's the biggest concern, because Pakistan barely has any domestic industry left. Chinese goods dominate every market in Pakistan, while in return, Pakistan manages to export only about $2–3 billion worth of goods to China. This is not trade, it's economic servitude. It's not just trade. Pakistan's defense needs are now also at China's mercy. Between 2019 and 2023, China supplied 82% of Pakistan's weapons. JF-17 fighter jets, tanks, submarines, missiles, everything comes from China. And this military assistance is no free favor. In return, Pakistan has mortgaged its strategic independence to China. Just think, if tomorrow China places a condition, would Pakistan even be able to say no? Now let's talk about debt, the sword that constantly hangs over Pakistan's neck. By 2023, Pakistan had accumulated $131 billion in external debt, with China alone accounting for $29 billion of that. But that's the official figure. According to some estimates, the actual debt could be as high as $69 billion. In other words, China has now become like the blood running through Pakistan's veins, keeping it alive, but not free. Under the name of CPEC, Pakistan has borrowed heavily from China at an interest rate of 3.7%. Compared to OECD countries, that rate is nearly 3 times higher. In some cases, the interest even climbs to 7% or 8%. This means Pakistan is paying back several times more than it borrowed, and without receiving any meaningful economic return. In 2020, the debt Pakistan had taken had to be refinanced with another loan. This has turned into a full-fledged debt cyclone. In 2023, Pakistan borrowed an additional $700 million from China. In 2024, It asked for an extension on $16 billion in energy sector loans and $4 billion in cash loans. China granted temporary relief, but this rollover cannot continue forever. Pakistan's condition is so fragile that in 2023, 43% of its total exports were spent just on debt repayments. And this is only the beginning. Now let's talk about China's business operations in Pakistan, which many call the hidden game behind the deal. China has set up several coal-based power plants in Pakistan, and the electricity generated from these plants is sold to Pakistan at extremely high prices, whether that electricity is used or not. Projects like the Sahiwal and Port Qasim plants have seen major Chinese investment, but the bills Pakistan has to pay far outweigh any income generated from them. Gwadar Port, the brightest jewel of CPEC, has now been leased to China for 40 years. This means that for the next 4 decades, China will reap the benefits from this port while Pakistan merely plays the role of a gatekeeper. In addition, China is investing $9.8 billion in the ML1 railway project, but the construction involves neither local workers nor Pakistani companies. In short, everything is branded Made in China. In the second phase of CPEC, China has launched plans worth $26.8 billion in sectors like technology, AI, agriculture, health, and education. But even in these projects, there's no local partnership, and job opportunities for Pakistanis are minimal. To make matters worse, there's no government oversight or transparency on these projects. No one knows what the real terms of these agreements are. Pakistanis once believed that China would lift them out of poverty. But now they're beginning to see that China is merely turning their country into its factory, without any partnership, without any rights. And in this situation, a critical question arises: is this friendship truly beneficial for Pakistan, or is it a calculated policy that is slowly consuming its soul? Now comes the most tragic part of this story: Pakistan's global image. From the IMF to Saudi Arabia and the UAE, Pakistan is seen begging everywhere. Rollover from China, bailouts from the IMF, loans from Arab nations. This is not the picture of a self-reliant nation. It is the cry of a collapsing system. And China is exploiting this situation to the fullest. Experts are warning that if Pakistan doesn't take timely action, more strategic assets, like Gwadar, may fall into Chinese hands. In the future, even the establishment of military bases in these areas is a possibility. What appears as economic assistance today could turn into strategic dominance tomorrow. Today, Pakistan needs deep self-reflection. Can it escape this debt trap? Can it rebuild its economy? Or will it remain forever a default friend dancing to China's tune? This is not friendship, this is a deal. And when self-reliance is mortgaged in such a deal, the cost is not just debt. It is the erasure of an entire nation's identity.
Taught you something new. Do not forget to like and share this video so that this information can reach others as well. Your likes and shares are a source of inspiration for us. If you have any questions or suggestions, please let us know in the comments. It will be our honor to answer your questions and listen to suggestions. And yes, if you like our content, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so that you stay connected with every new story. Thank you. GRT Business YouTube channel sources: news from various news agencies, opinion polls, and other public sources. We try to ensure that every report and summary is accurate and verified, but we are not responsible for any dispute or error. Our aim is only to provide you with accurate information.